Hey, it's me! Hello everyone, Andrew here, and welcome to my last look at the Nintendo Wii U eShop. It's crazy to think that that's it, you won't be able to access it anymore only 4 years after the Wii's shop channel closed. So we looked at that on the day before it closed down, and I want to do the same here, just as kind of an archival purpose and also one last look at what's available and see if there's anything we want to buy. I did want to record this, as I said, the day before it shut down. However, there was a problem with the footage. I've never actually recorded anything from the Wii U before, so I'm doing it again. Fingers crossed it works this time, and it's actually after midnight, so who knows, it could shut down while we're in the middle of checking it out. If we press the X button here, wow, I haven't used my Wii U in a long time. I do have several things I've downloaded previously, such as the Mario Advance 4, plus the e-reader levels, the Pocky and Rocky with Becky, Wario Land Shake It, a Wii game, and Earthbound Beginnings, which I actually downloaded in my previous attempt, but I'm sure we'll find something else to download on our next look here. But with that, again, it's really funky having two screens here. I'm not used to this whatsoever. Let's jump into the channel. So yeah, one of the things that was always weird about the Wii U shop channels, you get this roulette thing going on when you jump on in, but it doesn't do anything. It'd be nice if you lined it up, it gave you like a 10% off coupon or something, but here it is. Quite a bit different from the Wii shop channel. I really like the organization that the Wii shop channel had. You booted it up, it gave you updates on what had been added, and then you just got three basic options. You got the virtual console, you had WiiWare, and then you had Wii channels, where you always knew exactly where to go to get what you wanted. The Wii U, 3DS, and now Switch shop channels, or, you know, eShops, they're such a mess, at least in my opinion. Maybe this is your type of thing. This is like someone just, you know, strew it all about. It's like, go fetch. I have so much trouble ever finding what it is that I'm looking for. And also, the music is quite a bit different too from what you used to expect from the Wii shop channel. I personally like that vibe. It's like a 70s, 80s supermarket feel, where this one, it's almost, it gets you kind of on edge. It's like you're in someone's way or something. He's going to kind of grab that item and, back out, back away before you cause any more problems. I don't know. But it's iconic for sure. But it doesn't get me into the mood to buy like the Wii shop channel did, perhaps. But, maybe you feel differently about that. I'd love to hear what your thoughts are down in the comments below. But yes, here we are, the Wii U eShop. Moments before it's gone forever. Like, you could buy a Mario Kart 8 still if you don't have the Ultimate Edition Deluxe on the Switch in $64.99. That's cool because it kind of acts as a time capsule for what Mario Kart 8 would have cost when it came out back in 2014. I'm in Canada, so that would be a Canadian price, although there was a time when our dollar was pretty much on par with the US one. You were probably paying about $60 for it back then, and this is evidence of the prices just ever so slightly starting to creep up back then, to the point where now we pay $80 for first-party Nintendo Switch games, and Tears of the Kingdom, when it comes out, will be $90 Canadian, so quite a big difference from just 9 years ago. But yeah, to anyone who wanted to buy the original version of Mario Kart 8, your time is running out. And in terms of new releases, what came out back then? A whole bunch of things never really heard of, but so yeah, some things are going to be on sale here as the time is running out. You can buy the Pad of Time for like, 80% off, if that's your thing. And thankfully, on the Wii U and the Wii and the 3DS, the shovelware was not nearly as bad as we've seen it on the Switch, although there's still some items here that you probably never would have heard of before. Azure Snake only got 1 star out of 5. For $1.25, you can play the classic version of Snake. Oh, and Rainbow Snake too, which has a significantly higher rating. It's kind of funny there. Both by the same person though, so I'm assuming they're probably like the same game. And what else do we got here on the second page of things just recently released? So as you can see, in the later days of the Wii U eShop, it wasn't like virtual console or anything. It was just people kind of putting their high school projects on. It was along with some TurboGrafx 16 games as well. Not quite the same as the things we just looked at. And Lords of Thunder, if you're looking for an now very expensive yet awesome shoot 'em up Lords of Thunder, and Salamander as well, actually released on the NES as Life Force. But let's back out of here for a minute, see what else we have on that main page. You know, all these different things here. Pokemon games. There weren't that many Pokemon games on the Wii U. I mean, it's mostly going to be Virtual Console stuff like Pokemon Snap. Even got Nintendo DS games available on the Wii U eShop, which was really cool. I always hoped that they would have released an adapter on the Wii U to allow you to play your DS games similar to a Game Boy Player. However, that never happened. Instead, they tried to, you know, resell everything to you and only release like the tiniest fraction of all DS games available, thus causing our DS games to never be playable on the big screen. And wow, Nintendo, you really botched that one. The ESRB is totally, you know, bleeding through the bottom of the box there. But yeah, really not that much you know, Pokemon stuff on the Wii U. Now let's see what we can possibly download today in terms of, you know, like Sonic games, games on sale. But again, it's just, I look at this and it's just, I feel so overwhelmed. Like these massive thumbnails. What am I even looking at here? So yeah, these are the games on sale here. Yeah, DuckTales Remastered, that's a big one because of course you can't, oh wow, only for $2.99, that's great. I thought it was actually taken off like the Steam store, and I thought the other platforms had it removed from their online shops as well, but apparently you can still get it on the Wii U, and for $2.99, that is pretty fantastic. I actually own the physical on Wii U, which is nice, but you know, for anyone who doesn't, get it before it's gone, because I thought it was a pretty darn good remake. But yeah, lots of things on sale. In fact, Capcom seems to be, you know, the MVP when it comes to having all their stuff on sale right as the eShop closes. They know they're not going to be getting any more money out of it, so why not just sell it off cheap? Shovel Knights, Treasure Trove. I have it on the Switch, but that's a nice discount there if you're not against playing it on the Wii U. Shantae, pretty cool. Yeah, so I mean, if you know, you can grab your Wii U and get on there right now. I don't think the Wii U eShop closes. I've heard like 8 p.m. I don't know where that comes from. So it's quite possible that by the time this video goes up, it will already be closed. Well, Kemco is still around? I have not been paying attention, obviously. I know them for like their, you know, point-and-click adventure NES games, as well as some weirder ones like Ghost Lion. They even did like Bugs Bunny games for some reason. But yeah, that's what's on sale. Might want to have another look through that if you still have the time. Yeah, like RPGs, multiplayer games, games for kids. And then this is what we really want down here, the Virtual Console stuff. But see how it was so much nicer on the Wii? It was like, alright, Virtual Console, and then you got the pick from what you wanted. Where here you have to like awkwardly scroll down, and there's not even TurboGrafx 16 here. And we just clearly saw that there are TurboGrafx 16 games on the Wii U, so unless I missed that on the list somewhere, like maybe if you see all. Oh no, that just literally brings you to every single game, which it looks like I guess there's 500 of, based on this up here. Can you sort by this? No, you can't sort from here. Sorted by, you can't even sort by console. Like, it's just so complicated finding what you want on the Wii U eShop or on any of Nintendo's recent shops. Am I the only one who feels that way? I feel like I don't hear nearly enough other people complain about that, which makes me feel like it's just me, but I don't know. It feels like when you know, cut pieces out of a magazine in like grade 2 and just glued them all into a piece of paper, made like a collage out of it. That is what Nintendo's modern days shops feels like. And I don't know if, you know, maybe other shops are like that as well. I haven't, you know, checked out the PlayStation Store and such recently. Maybe that's just the current trend, but here we go. Might as well look through some of the Virtual Console stuff. Again, Earthbound Beginnings. Of course, they had to charge an extra $2 for it just because it was never released in North America originally, despite the fact it was translated back in the day with a manual and everything, like a nice chunky size manual like Dragon Warrior and Final Fantasy God. It was all ready to go. And then Nintendo said, nah, we're not going to release that. We wouldn't see Earthbound in North America until the second one, and then that would be it. Also, it got a rating of teen, which is pretty cool, considering, you know, NES games didn't even get ratings back then. So to see that if it had got a rating, it would have been a teen. Like, what is in it? I just replayed Earthbound Beginnings on the Nintendo Switch Online. Or rather, I beat it for the first time, although I had played it in the past, but not made it to the end. And I don't remember anything in there that was that bad, but Who knows what they were thinking about. Of course, the reason I did want to buy it though, instead of just having it on Nintendo Switch Online, is because you never know when that service might go away or I might not have access to it. So this is really the only way to own Earthbound Beginnings infinitely until your Wii U blows up. Without the possibility of like the servers going down and not being able to access it. But normally, as you can see, NES games were $5 back then. Hey, the Lost Levels isn't an increased price despite the fact it was never released in North America, which is funny because I think on the Wii Shop channel, it was like an extra 100 Nintendo, or rather Wii points over everything else, where everything else was like 500 Wii points, but because it was a Japanese exclusive, they bumped it up to 600. I could be remembering that wrong. But we do have $46 to spend, as you can see over there. But the nice thing is that my Nintendo Switch, the Nintendo accounts are connected, so it's not like if I don't spend that all, it disappears forever like the Wii points did when the Wii Shop closed down. Those dollars will then be usable on the Nintendo Switch. But yeah, so a whole bunch of NES games here, lots of good stuff. I usually buy Star Tropics on every console I own. I didn't bother buying it on the Wii U though, and that was a huge thing. It was such a bummer when the Wii U came out and they wanted you to rebuy games on the Wii U eShop instead of them just being directly transferable. I guess I never connected my Wii account to my Wii U, because I think you could get a discount actually for any games you had purchased on the Wii already, but just silly that you had to do that in the first place. But Bayou Billy on the Wii U, that's fascinating. No trailer though. I really wanted to see if they had made a trailer for Bayou Billy. What ratings did this get? Okay, this appeals to gamers, definitely not for everyone. Again, you'll get your butt kicked in the first 5 seconds, and it's intense. Who are the 20% who voted it as casual? That's pretty funny. But wow, okay, so this is kind of better. You can sort by like Konami. So I guess if I went into a TurboGrafx game, I could come down here and, you know, that would be a better way to sort. But just what an inefficient way to find what you are looking for. I love it though. That's cool. Now, Bayou Billy is not even on like Nintendo Switch Online. In fact, Konami games are pretty much non-existent from there. Mostly because it seems like Konami would rather re-release their games as part of, you know, collections themselves. Same with Capcom, which is why there's no Mega Man games on Nintendo Switch Online. Wow, that's actually pretty neat. So maybe we'll have to come and buy an NES game or two. See, like, yeah, you know, Mega Man 2 on here, but you're not going to see that on Nintendo Switch. They'd rather you buy the Legacy Collection. Very cool, though. Very, very neat. There's actually a better selection than I remember back in the day. The Wii U was released in a weird time where I was busy with a lot of other things in the mid-2010s, so it unfortunately didn't get the attention it deserved, compiled with the fact that I just did not buy that many Wii U games. It was like all first-party stuff. I remember when the Wii U came out, it was a big deal about like, yeah, third party's back, baby! Ubisoft's gonna be releasing all the latest games on it. And then, you know, after like a year, that kind of went away. But it's such a shame to know that, you know, we're not gonna be able to access this anymore. But say down the road, I, you know, really wanted to buy one of these or something. Whoa, Flying Warriors is on here too? That is cool. That is awesome. Like, what a bizarre game. I never thought anyone would mention these games again. Flying Warriors, the sequel to Flying Dragon, The Secret Scrolls, is actually a phenomenal game. Has one of my favorite combat systems of all time. It's a mix of platformer plus fighting, tournament-style fighting, and oh, the tournaments are so good. The platforming is good too, but I look forward to talking more about that one someday. But, you know, grab it while you can. I would pay $5 for that. But then again, you have to play Flying Dragon as well, which is probably on here somewhere too. Yeah, a great collection here. Like, how many did it say at the top? Was there a number? 94 NES games, which, you know, that's a good, you know, good 1/7 of the NES library, pretty much. And I like that it's not just all, you know, the games you would expect to see on there. There's a lot of more obscure stuff as well, which is really nice. But nope, after today, you'll never be able to play those again. And then you get like Super Nintendo, but what made the Wii U really special in terms of Virtual Console was the Game Boy Advance, Nintendo DS, and of course, you know, the Wii itself. I loved Wario Land Shake It, so I thought it'd be really neat to own on the Wii. be able to play that in HD at some point. But wow, $28.19. Wii games were not cheap on here. But again, Capcom with the discounts, thank goodness. But you know, $30 for 3 Metroid games isn't such a bad deal. But then, you know, $30 for just Pikmin 2 or just Mario Galaxy 2, not necessarily as much of a good deal anymore. But I clearly thought that Wario Land was worth it, and I love the Wario Land games. But yeah, I did, you know, the Pokemon stuff again. It's cool that they did this, but considering the fact that the Wii U could play Wii games. Again, you could probably just buy the disc cheaper, but to have that HD quality on the Switch that you would probably get from downloading it is nice. But yeah, Game Boy Advance as well, even though you could play Game Boy Advance games on the 3DS if you had the Ambassador program. They never released them otherwise, but $8 for these, that's actually very nice. And a lot of, again, things you don't really see much anymore, like Golden Sun, all the Fire Emblems, Wario Land 4, can't go wrong with that, Final Fantasy Tactics, Kirby games. I like how Mario and Donkey Kong is like $1 less. Like, how do they decide what ones should be $6.99 and which ones should be $7.99? It seems so unfair. Mario vs. Donkey Kong is actually a phenomenal game. Like, if I had to pick between like Drill Dozer versus Mario vs. Donkey Kong, even Pokemon Pinball, Mario vs. Donkey Kong blew my mind back in the day. Really, really fun game. So I don't see why it gets such unfair treatment. Mario Advance is literally just a port of a port of the 16-bit SNES version of Super Mario Bros. 2, now on the Game Boy Advance. Like, why is that $8? But still, like, it was great that these were available for those who wanted them. And I know that all of the Mega Man Battle Network games, I think, were also released for the Wii U. Like Mario Pinball Land was really cool. Hopefully we see that one on the Nintendo Switch at some point. And I always debated, but before we get to that, Pocky and Rocky with Becky is one of the rarest and most expensive Game Boy Advance games at this point. And I've talked about Pocky and Rocky on my channel in the past. Definitely pick this up if it's something that you're interested in. Otherwise, you will be doomed to have to try and find, again, that extremely rare physical copy. You know, Mega Man Bass on here, but of course, you know, you'd be better off playing the Super Nintendo version than the Game Boy Advance version. But the first way I ever played it was the GBA version, and I managed. But yeah, I know that Mega Man Battle Network games were also on the Wii U, and that blew my mind when they came out. I was so on the edge about, should I buy them, should I not? And I ultimately didn't, because I wanted to be able to play them on my actual, you know, Game Boy Advances and trade and battle others if I wanted to, which you couldn't do, obviously, if it was stuck on your Wii U. I don't believe they ever had any online functionality here, but wow, like $7.99 each, definitely worth it. But not anymore, because the Legacy Collection comes out in like a month, which I am super excited for. Actually, you know, Mega Man Battle Network 6 is only $6.99. It knows that the first 3 are, you know, the OG best. Although I did enjoy the later titles as well. There's no Mega Man Battle Network title that I don't enjoy. Like $7.99 for 4, but $6.99 for 6? That's a crime. That's a crime. 4 are definitely the weakest Battle Network games, but I can still enjoy them. They are still so fun. Yeah, weird that 5's also less as well. Again, what their rhyme or reason was for how they price these things, I have no clue. But let's go back to the main menu again, though, and let's look through the DS games next. But see, when we did this with the Wii U, or rather with the Wii Shop channel, it felt you know, so much more fluid. And here it's just like, oh, I don't know, you know, pick a random one, like games with demos. I guess demos you won't be able to download ever again either. So if there's any demos that you like really want, you know, you could you know, pick one of these. Weren't there any free games that had just you know, pay to win that I could download and then never pay to win? Or were those only on the 3DS? But otherwise, you get the Nintendo DS stuff. And yeah, this was really neat, but I feel like because of this, it's why there was never a peripheral developed to allow you to just play the DS games that you already owned on your Wii U, which would have been so cool. And also the fact that the Wii U kind of died out in like, you know, 10 days after it was released, not giving them much time to make something like that. But you know, Partners in Time, I love. Mario 64 DS, probably be kind of cool to play that on the Wii U. Again, like a good lineup of stuff. A really, really nice lineup here. And I thought that one of the Professor Layton games had been released for download on the Wii U, but I don't see it anywhere. So maybe I'm making that up, or maybe it was removed at some point. Unfortunately, that is the thing you had to worry about, is that, you know, things that were on here at one point may not have made it right until the end. And Wayoshi of the Skies, stop dunking on this game. It starts off super slow, and I totally get that the requirement of using the touchscreen for some of the controls is very annoying, and yet as a massive fan of the Wario Land series, I came to love this game and replayed it as recently as 2017, so it's not even like it's a matter of, oh, I was a dumb kid when I played it, didn't know what a good game was. Again, the first half, kind of slow, but the second half blew me away. Absolutely loved it once you get used to it, and just again, the, you know, the levels and everything in the second half are, I think, better than the first half. So it's not really a good, you know, compliment to say that the whole half of a game is kind of slow. But if you can make it past that, and, you know, it's not that bad. There's worse games out there. I had so much fun with Wayoshi of the Skies. It's up there with some of the Wario Land games for me, for sure. Even if it does have, you know, that slow start and a few questionable decisions in regards to the controls in there. Well, what else can we look through? I mean, Nintendo 64 might as well be thorough. And I think I've seen for others that Nintendo 64 games are on sale, where, you know, in Canada, unfortunately, it does not seem to be the case. But it's nice to know that, you know, along with inflation or the changing currency, it doesn't look like they really changed the prices on the Canadian Wii U eShop. As you can definitely, you know, tell when you go to, say, the Switch eShop, the prices are a lot different than what people may be paying in North America. Back from an age when our dollar didn't suck, and it only continues to get worse by the day. Hooray! Also, I don't remember the title screen for Bomberman 64 always having the kanji character for explosion in there, but I've played a lot more Bomberman Hero than Bomberman 64, so maybe I just haven't played it recently enough. And I don't think Bomberman Hero is on here, unfortunately, which, if it was, that would definitely be on my list of things you should absolutely buy in like the 5 minutes you still have left before this, you know, shop wraps itself up and disappears forever. And again, might as well just do a quick skim through the first page of SNES, because I think we did all the other consoles. So $8 for SNES games, you know, 10 for Earthbound, just because Nintendo knows they can, you know, squeeze us all on that one. Same with how they always charge more for Pokemon stuff. But yeah, you know, $8 for the Donkey Kong Country games, Harvest Moon, which is funny because I think there's a whole thing where Harvest Moon isn't coming to the Switch online because of a whole trademark debacle that goes on now, where any new games released by the same team who made Harvest Moon back in the day in North America, they're now called Story of Seasons. And as a result of that, since they don't own the name anymore, they can't release the North American versions on the Switch shop, on the Switch apps, even though in Japan they still are. Ugh, what a mess. But yeah, so again, a nice, you know, Demon's Crest. See, well, the Gargoyle is Crest 2. Like, just a nice selection here. Wild Guns is on Switch Online. Very neat. Very, very neat. But otherwise, is there really all that much to look at on here? It's a shame that the Wii U never had additional channels like the Wii did. You know, like the Everybody Votes channel, Check Me Out channel, the Nintendo channel. Those made the Wii so fun. You know, just these free things you could download, and it just added more to your experience with the console, where the Wii U never really had much like that. Okay, eShop exclusives. This is what we should look. These are the things you can get nowhere else, apparently. Should, you know, the definition of exclusive still apply. Galaxy Blaster. Ooh, looks like an Arkanoid ripoff. Let's see if we're correct. Wow, okay. I mean, there's Arkanoid ripoffs, and then there's like ripping off addictinggames.com. Oh, I miss Flash games so much. If the Impossible Quiz is on here, I will buy it so fast. Yeah, I like how eShop exclusives are all just, you know, the games that we used to play on Flash websites back in the day. Like, okay, I'm curious what kind of game this is. What genre could this possibly be? Action, strategy, arcade, puzzle. It looks, that's so weird. It's like it was made in RPG Maker, and yet it's like not an RPG. It looks like Tower of the. Oh, that's really strange. But okay, so if that's the game you were looking for, again, you got like 5 minutes to go download that thing right now. But this just shows you, right? Like, you know, all these things that are Wii U exclusive. I mean, there's Fatal Frame. Oh, it has in-game purchases, huh? But it is free. And you know, that's a price I can't argue with. So all remaining chapters are available at an additional cost, but hey, I will be able to play the first chapter of this game forever. Wow, a whole 6 gigabytes for a free game? I don't know, I'm kind of regretting that decision now because, oh my gosh, the Wii U. Why did you only have 32 gigabytes? Imagine if you bought the 8 gigabyte version. Like, I love the, the white console color. Just like I had the, the white Wii back in the day. I would have loved to have gotten a white Wii U, but I'm not going to go with 8 gigabytes. That's insane. And therefore, there aren't actually that many white Wii U's out there, because everyone correctly bought the console that was not going to fill up after downloading one game, literally. 2012 was, of course, the very beginning of the concept of downloading entire games, like retail-length games, to your console to play later, but Nintendo, 32 gigabytes and 8 gigabytes. That has to be some of the silliest decisions I've ever heard. Pushmo, I remember being a big deal on the 3DS as well. A lot of people, really liked it. And it looked like a cool concept. Like a cool puzzle game. You pull the blocks out and jump on top of them to get to the top, and you get like the Nintendo-themed ones as well. Like, that's probably pretty neat. But like $15 is also a lot too. And you got, Finding Nemo. But yeah, so 2 pages of things that are only available on the Wii U. And that's it. That's the whole list of exclusives. Like Trine 2 Director's Cut. I'm pretty sure that's not a Wii U exclusive. Or an eShop exclusive. Or what it might mean is that, you just can't buy a physical version of it, which fair enough then. But that's pretty much it. Or like Amiibo. I know they're still making Amiibos, although is there a single thing that you can even use Amiibos for anymore? Like, are they even compatible with any of the more modern games? I can't really think of any that are. Maybe like Smash Brothers, but even like videos. But yeah, so that's the Wii U eShop. I think we've done a pretty thorough look of it then. I don't know why it shows 3DS games on here. Please check the 3DS eShop. Like, why does that even need to be on the Wii U eShop then? And then I like how there's a section for like the Switch down here. It's just like, alright, we've moved on from the Wii U. Watch these trailers and go buy a Switch already. Nintendo Direct 2018, 2017. Again, crazy to think only 4 years after the Wii Shop channel closed down, we're already losing with the Wii U and the 3DS ones. But I hope that you've enjoyed this video today where we just took a look at what it was. What did they charge for Breath of the Wild? Wow, okay, so does that include like any DLC or anything? No. So yeah, so this is an example of, that's what we pay in Canada for first party Nintendo games now. They raised the price on this, but not on Mario Kart 8, I guess. And Nintendo selects essentially their version of the player's choice. And again, they're including the 3DS games in here for some reason. Wind Waker HD though, that's cool. I love Wind Waker, and I've been wanting to replay it. Always hoped that they would have put that on the Switch since they ported everything else to it, but unfortunately they did not. And again, like half of this is just 3DS stuff, which is really strange. But with that, thanks everyone for checking out this video. Actually, we never did end up downloading anything. So you know what? I own it on like every other Nintendo console that it was sold for. We might as well buy the one and only Star Tropics to end things off. And unfortunately, unlike the Wii Shop channel, you get that really cool animation of Mario running across, hitting the blocks, or even on the 3DS eShop, the blocks come across and drop down as it downloads. On the Wii U, nothing happens. Absolutely nothing of interest happens. Because even on the Shop channel, it used to be sometimes Luigi would run across, or maybe it'll be Fire Mario, but no. When you buy something on the Wii U, it's just kind of like, is it even going to work? Maybe it's too late. Maybe it's too late. Oh, okay, it worked in the end. And like, yeah, that's it. So let's exit from that then, because I think what you do then is you press the home menu, and you can bring up the download manager, and then from in here, and it shows you that it's downloading. So a lot less exciting than downloading games on other Nintendo consoles, unfortunately. But I love the Wii U style. I love the kind of, everything is shaded, the arrow style. It's kind of transparent in a way. I really miss that from modern consoles and just technology overall. Everything's so flat and square and boring now. So I'll always like the Wii U as kind of that time capsule of the early 2010s, right before that all disappeared. And now it's installing. But again, everyone, hope you enjoyed that quick look through the Wii U shop channel. If it hasn't closed down yet, be sure to get on there in case there's anything you want to grab last minute. But with that, hope you enjoyed. Feel free to come back to this anytime you want to remember those good old days. And I'll see you all again soon. So thanks and take care, everyone.